同学们好.
老师好.
Welcome everybody. Wonderful to see you. It is Wednesday, the 29th of June. It is class 5 of our second section practice of the Yang Fleming 30 hand form. Today we're learning diagonal flying, which is a nice, juicy, challenging move. So let us begin with our standing practice. We are going to continue to gradually ramp up the standing practice, the one-legged stance practice of this in preparation for the kicks and the turns, which are coming a few weeks into the future. So let us begin with ordinary standing practice, feet shoulder width apart, feet parallel. Start by making a nice big circle with your arms, bending your legs. Feel as if you're sitting down onto a bar stool. And what I'd like to start with today is attend to your breathing. So you're breathing through the mouth, through the nose, mouth is gently closed, tongue on the roof of the mouth. And as you breathe in and out naturally, see if you can observe your abdomen moving. So as your lungs fill, your diaphragm drops, your abdomen drops. And as you breathe out, goes the other way. So just observe, if you can, your abdomen moving. It's a lot easier when you're lying on your back in bed. So if you haven't tried that, try that. That's what we're aiming towards, for our belly breathing to be as easy when we're standing up doing the form as when we're lying on our backs in bed or on the floor. So now we'll do our checks. Head up, shoulders down, and actually see if your breath is any easier, particularly in the upper part of your chest. As you push your head up, everything sinks down from the neck. So that's the shoulders down, elbows down. The next one is that circle of your arms. Feel the whole circle expanding. Feel the connection between your elbows and your shoulder blades and your spine, fingertips to the elbows. And relax the waist. So drop your tailbone straight down, drop your hips straight down, and check your breathing again. See whether your breathing is different. And there's a connection between our posture and our breathing. We practiced having this posture throughout our Tai Chi Chuan so that our breathing is free and natural. And actually, the breathing is a way of checking we have the right posture too, because if we adjust the posture and the breathing gets easier, we know we're on the right track. And if we've gone too far and the breathing gets harder, then we need to back off a little. So we won't spend much time here today. Normally, students find that you need to be in one of these stances 3 minutes or a bit more longer before it really starts to settle in. So we'll just do 3 minutes in this stance, and actually for the other stances today, we'll just do a minute. So shift your weight to one side, open the toe to the corner. We'll do an empty stance ball touch. And if at any point it gets too much for you, shoulders get tired, just drop your arms and bring them back up again. So feel your weight sinking onto the back foot. So all your weight's on the back foot. Now bend at the torso, bend at the hip crease to make sure you've got 30% on the front. Your arms are in front of your chest. Do your posture checks. Head up, shoulders down, elbows down. Absorbing the chest, relaxing the waist, and in particular, check your weight-bearing foot. Is all your weight evenly front and back and inside and outside? It's easy for us to tilt our knee in the back leg, and you'll feel that by feeling pressure on the inside of that foot. Let's change. So shift your weight back, change feet, shift to the other side, center line to sides, ball touch. Sink your weight down. So feel as if you're sitting. You're sitting down in a couch or sitting on a bar stool. Your weight is, your hips are over your back leg, but to get 30%, tilt forward at the hip crease. Don't move your hips forward. And again, feel your head pushing up, even though your body is tilted forward slightly. Shoulders down, elbow down. Everything is sinking from the neck on down. Head is light, everything else is sinking. Absorb the chest, relax the waist, and check your back leg again. Check that your knee and toe are in line. And change. Go to the other side. Now we'll do empty stance, heel touch. Now our chest is to the corner, but our nose is still to the front. And we've got our hips over the back foot. Tilt forward in the direction of your front foot. Don't tilt towards your hands. Tilt in the direction that you're looking. Feel your weight over the back foot. Check that it's even side to side and front to back. Relax the waist. So that'll help you get this like sitting feeling. Sitting down. Absorb the chest. Feel the elbows pulling out. Maybe your shoulders have risen up, so relax them down. Push the head up. Keeping all of those things, release the weight on the front. Come back, change to the other side, empty stance, ball touch. Chest open to the side, to the corner, looking in the straight direction. With a slight lean forward. At the hips. Head up. Shoulders down. Chest absorbed. Relax the waist. And in the last 30 seconds on this one, see if you can find your breathing. So as you adjust your waist, relaxed, hips sinking down, absorb the chest, shoulders down, elbows down, head up. Make sure that you're looking, your nose is pointing in the direction of your front foot. Okay, now we're going to do our standing. One leg. Change weight again. So we'll start with our front foot out. Straighten the back leg. Touch with your toe to give you balance. Chest open to the corner, actually a bit more than corner. If this is what works for you today, stay there. If your balance is good today, bring your back foot in and just touch with your tippy toe, just so that 90% of your weight is on your standing leg. Feel your head pushing up. Feel your shoulders sinking down. Actually, one of the things that we'll find, and we'll have that in today's movement too, but with the kicks and turns in particular, we get tense and our shoulders rise up, and then our balance gets worse because your chi is rising up. So feel everything sinking down. Feel your chest absorbed, waist relaxed. Your leg is straight, but it's taiji straight, so it's got a slight bend in it. Your leg's not locked. And let's change. So sink down on your supporting leg, change feet, come up on that leg, start with your foot out in front for balance. If you're good today, bring the foot in, just touch with your tiptoe or as much as you need. And what we're doing is we're not practicing balance. We're practicing our posture. It's helping with leg strength, which will help with balance. But this is really to do our posture practice. So head up, shoulders down, elbows down. So feel your neck separating what's going up, your head, and everything else, shoulders, waist, going down, sinking down. Absorb the chest, relax the waist, drop your hips straight down. And we're good. So just come out of it in any way that works for you. So that's our standing practice. Next week, we will try one leg stance. Or you can do that yourself if you like. So I see Yukiko's joined us, and Denise and Tessie's with us today as well. Wonderful. Welcome, everybody. So let us begin our practice. We'll go through just practice the movements up to where we were last week. And so let us begin with apparent closing up. So after parry, block, and punch. So I will imagine I'm going in the same direction. So let's say we started going to the front, 12 o'clock. You know, we do grass bird's tail to the right, turn, and then we do all the brush knees and all that stuff. And we end up in parry, block, and punch. So we're in a left bow stance, left foot forward, right arm is punching out, nice straight punch. The left palm is pointing to the right forearm center. We're in parry, block, and punch. Feel your torso is in line with your back leg. Drop the waist. Apparent closing up. Cross hands. Embrace tiger. Return to the mountain. Roll back. Press. Push. Fist under elbow. Step back, repulse monkey. 1, 2, 3, and stop. So let's do that again. And as you go through it now, if there are any questions, keep them and then ask them when we stop. So I'm turn around and go the other direction so you can see the other side of me. So we're at the end of parry, block, and punch. So we're in left bow stance, right arm has punched, left palm opposite, right forearm center. Apparent closing up. Cross hands. Embrace tiger. Return to the mountain. Roll back. Press. Push. Fist under elbow. Step back, repulse monkey. 1, 2, 3. Stop. Okay. So any questions? So we'll review, oh, is that somebody coming forward to ask a question? Nope, he's just having a drink of water. All right, good. So let us review the Repulse Monkeys. So we'll review all the things that we learned or reviewed last week. So with Repulse Monkey, we are stepping back. Actually, one of the things, if you remember from Nancy Lauscher's class at the end of the first section, she talked about the 13 postures, right? So the 8 energies and the 5 steps. And the 5 steps are looking left, gazing right, forwards, back, and central, settle down. And in fact, this is the first time we see a back in the form of the 5 steps. So where we are is we've done fist under elbow. So I'm just, you know, if we're all facing the same direction, I'm in an empty stance, heel touch. And so I'm going to go backwards and I'm going to step on either side of the center line. So step 1, I put my weight back, put the foot down and shift back. 2, step with the right leg. And 3, step with the left. And I'm out of camera. Let's do it this way. So so we're here. So in terms of footwork, what I'd like you to pay attention to is as you step back, try not to move your weight back when you step back. Even though you're going to step back and put your foot down, keep your weight on the forward leg so that when you push your weight back and root with the heel, that's when most of your weight comes back. Let's do the other side. Step back with the right leg, center line, 2 sides, foot flatten, most of the weight still on the left. Push with the left, all the weight goes back. Number 3, step, keep the weight forward, push, back, and the front toe turns to the straight direction. So that's the footwork. Then in terms of arm movements, I'll go this way. We have, let's just do it together once and then we'll just practice it in front sort of repeatedly. So we start in fist under elbow. So we're in a left empty stance, weight on the right foot, left foot forward, heel touch. So we're going to rotate the right palm, open it, the right hand swings back as we step, and when our foot is flat, the hand is in front of the shoulder. Then as you push with your right foot, you pull back with the left hand and strike out with the right. Number 2, rotate the right arm, step back, swing, foot flat, hand in front of the shoulder, pull. And then the third one is pretty much like the first one, step back, swing the arm, and pull. So what I'd like to do is let's just practice the arm movements. Forget about the feet. I just want to make sure that we've got the arm movements nice and straight. So we're going to start with, you can do it the same way I'm doing it, as if in a mirror or not, because we're going to do it over and over and over again. So it doesn't matter which side you start, really. So the hand's going to swing down and come to the shoulder, and then it's going to strike out. Then in the next movement, this hand is going to turn palm up and pull down, and it's going to swing out to the shoulder, strike out. Palm turns over, pull to the hip, swing out to the shoulder. Now let's do it on the other side. So again, same movement. So arm swing to the shoulder, strike out, palm up, pull down, swing out, shoulder touch, push out, rotate, pull down. So now let's combine the 2 arms. So we're going to start here. And so now we're going to do both arms at the same time. I'll slow it down just a little, and then we'll speed it up because you could do it faster, I'm sure. So we're going, when we start, as the lower hand starts its swing, the upper hand's going to rotate. So swing, and then this hand comes to the shoulder. As the hand at the shoulder pushes out, the hand that's out pulls in. Now it's the other side. So as the hand at the bottom starts swinging out, the one at the top turns palm up, swing to the shoulder, pull and push, rotate and swing, pull and push. Now just keep moving at your own pace if you want. Rotate and swing, pull and push, rotate and swing, pull and push, rotate and swing, pull and push. So that's what the arms are doing. And now let's combine the arms with the feet. So let's start doing it this way. So we're in the fist under elbow. Actually, let's do it without worrying too much about being in a low stance. Let's just walk it backwards. So what I'd like to do is we're going to walk backwards away from the screen for you. So let's start with the left hand out, the right hand underneath. As you step back with the right foot, rotate and swing, and when your right palm is by your right shoulder, your left foot is flat. Pull and push. Now, swing. When the foot is flat, palm by the shoulder, pull and push. Swing. When the palm's by the shoulder, foot is flat, pull and push. And so if you have any trouble with the coordination, just walk yourself backwards. Just do this until your body really understands that coordination. It's harder when we are sinking and really focusing on moving the weight, which is what we are going to do now. So sometimes it's useful to just make sure we get the swing an arm to the shoulder. The one thing I just want to mention here, since we're talking about the arms, this is the same arm swing that we have in brush knee. The one thing that I want to, we'll go this side. When we do a brush knee and we swing out, our back arm is pointing to the corner. The reason it's able to point to the corner is that our chest is pointing to the other corner. So there's only 90 degrees between the two of them because we've actually turned our chest open. We are doing the same swing when we do step back repulse monkey, but our chest is not turning. So actually this arm is only going to the side. Relative to the body, the swing is the same. But be careful when you do a step back repulse monkey that you don't swing behind you. Because what that does, if you think about the postures, the principles, we are opening our chest. So you want to keep your chest sinking. Let's put it together. So we're in fist under elbow. Step back repulse monkey. 1. Start shifting your weight back. Rotate the left palm, right palm up. Step back, foot flat, palm by the shoulder. You haven't really shifted your weight back there. Now, as you pull with the left, push out with the right, use the right heel pivot to move your weight back. Now you've got 70% on the left leg. The next one. Release, rotate the front palm, right palm to the shoulder. Step back behind you when your foot is flat, arm by the shoulder. Now move your weight with a chest turn. Number 3, shift back weight, touch with the toe, foot flat, hand by the shoulder, push out. We're just going to keep going. So reset where I'm on my left leg here. I just want to talk about the body movements. Where is your chest pointing? So when we start here, my chest is to the one corner. I'm going to end up with my chest to the other corner. So turn my front hand, swing out, touch, shoulder, hand by the shoulder. When you're in this posture, your chest is square to the direction you're facing. Then when you pull, your chest goes to the corner. Now to the other side, when the foot flat, hand by the shoulder, your chest is square. As you pull and push, it goes to the other corner. Step back, hand to the shoulder, foot flat, chest square, pull and push. So what you can see is that we've actually got the shoulder movement from left to right to left to right as we go through this whole movement. The other thing that I want to mention, it's just one of the principles, one of the methods that we see over and over again in the form, and we see it in every movement, is coordinating the upper and lower body. And so that we make sure that we observe in the Tai Chi classics, what they say is that the energy is rooted in the feet, generated through the legs, distributed through the waist, and manifested in the arms or limbs or whatever. It's actually hands in the Chinese, I believe. So when we do this movement, let's just think about how we're going from the feet to the hands, how we coordinate the upper and lower. So we're starting in fist under elbow, empty stance with the left foot forward, most 70% on the back leg. Rotate the front arm, swing the right arm, close and step. Now you're going to push back with your right leg. You're going to turn your waist, which is going to pull the left arm and push out the right into a strike. Again, on the other side, rotate the arm, step back, arms close, pull and push. Rotate the arms, step back, foot flat, arm by the shoulder. Now you're going to actually deliver the energy, push with the front leg, waist turns, arms move. One of the things that you can see really nicely in this movement, and we'll see it in the movement we're learning today again, this is something we see throughout the form, is when we're absorbing energy, we go in a curve or a circle. When we deliver energy, it goes in a straight line. Because if we want to absorb an opponent's energy, we want to spread all that energy over the longest possible path. But when we deliver our energy, we want to do it as fast as we can. So now let's just think about the movements of the arms, because you'll see that the one arm is going either arm, because they're doing the same thing. It starts making this big circle. That's absorbing, and then release. Absorb, big circle, release. Just observe that one. Let's do it again. We're at the end of fist under elbow, left empty stance, heel touch, left foot forward, right hand out, left fist center line. Step back, repulse monkey. Circle the right arm. Step back, right arm circles to the shoulder. Now right arm goes boom, straight out. Number two. Now the left arm circles to the shoulder, foot flat, boom. Left arm, straight line, out. And in fact, the right arm, straight line, back. Number three, circle, step. And as you strike and pull, both the pulling hand and the striking hand are going in a straight line. And stop. The one thing that I want to underline is when we step back, probably better to do it this side, and this arm swings that comes to the shoulder, I want you to make a point of sitting it by your shoulder and then striking out. I think some of us, and it may be that I'm just not seeing this well, but there is a tendency, I'll do it this way, to actually shortchange it, to come in like this, rather than sitting in front of the shoulder and striking out. Because you want to do the circle, now your hand is cocked, then you strike out. The other thing I just want to remind folks is that when you pull back, don't have your hand too high. So it's actually at the hip crease. The other thing is keep your chest absorbed back rounded. So not have your elbow pointing back, but actually have your elbow pointing out to the side slightly so that you have your chest absorbed. So let's just do those together one more time, and then we'll move on. So we are in the end of fist under elbow, and I'll just call a few cues for this last practice. Step back, repulse monkey. 1, swing the arms, touch the foot, foot flat, arm by the shoulder. Then as you pull and push, move the weight back, strike. Number 2, rotate the palms, step back, palm to the shoulder, foot flat, pull with the right, push with the left. Check that your right hand is by the top of your thigh. Number 3, rotate the front hand, step back, arm to the shoulder, pull with the right, push with the left. And here, let's just check the final posture. You've got 70% in the back leg. Check your front foot is straight. Sometimes it's easy to not straighten it all the way. You're looking in the straight direction through the tiger's mouth of your right hand. Left arm is nice and rounded, sitting by the side of your waist, by the side of your hip. Okay, so I wanted to give us a little bit of extra time today to work on our new movement, diagonal flying. Let me demonstrate diagonal flying. I'll do it in a couple of directions. So we finished with Repulse Monkey, number 3. Diagonal flying, we're going to rotate the arms, step in, step behind us, and then sweep up. I'll do it from this side. We've done Repulse Monkey. Arms close as you step out, heel touch as you shift forward your weight. The right arm swings out, the left arm swings down. So this is probably the most challenging footwork in Yang Family Tai Chi Chuan. And so I will go through the requirements of what the footwork are and show you some things that may help you do this footwork. I'll show some exercises on how to improve things, you know, because most of us have tight hips. And then if it's still not working for you, I'll suggest some adjustments that you can make that will help with that. So we have done, so yes, we're here. So what we're going to do, I'll first go in the same direction as you. So, you know, imagining that the 12 o'clock direction is off to my right there, I'm going to bring the right foot in and step behind me into a bow stance. So I'm going to end up in a bow stance to the corner. I've started from an empty stance in the straight direction. I'm going to go into a bow stance to the corner. So let's just try that together and see how it goes. So we're in an empty stance with a heel touch. So left leg is taking most of the weight. Bring your right foot in to next to your left foot. Step it behind you. Open your hips. Then shift your weight forward and close the back foot. So your back foot is to the straight direction and your front foot is to the corner. Let's do that again. So shift your weight back, open your hips, step to the corner, keep moving, and turn into a bow stance. Now, what makes this difficult, most of us struggle with this one, we lose our balance. There are several reasons for losing our balance. One of them is that it's actually quite difficult to actually step into a bow stance here. Now, even if you make it into a bow stance here, you can see my feet are pointing in the same direction. So I don't have a lot of support. But if you don't open your hips enough, I'm not going to be able to hold this. But you step with your feet in line, then you have no support, right? Because it's like balancing with your feet like this on a tightrope. So what you want to aim to do is to open your hips wide enough so that you can step behind you into a bow stance. And the way to check your bow stance, take the back foot parallel to the front foot, bring it forward, shoulders width apart.
Pierre, quick question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, when we're separating our feet here and going over into a bow sense, do you want it wider than shoulder length for that move, the split?
No. So, so I think your question, Sam, is it wider than a standard bow stance?
Right.
No, it is not.
Because it looks like when people move that right leg over, it's actually a wider stance than normal. But you're saying it's basically a bow stance.
Okay. So what makes it feel, and I think it actually, I've never really thought of this, because you're stepping behind you, this is quite a long distance to begin with. But when you've finished, it's a standard bow stance.
Okay.
The other thing, and I don't know whether you were just practicing, one of the things that will help is when we do this step is to bring the right foot in and then open the hips and step out. So don't bring the foot around like this. So the right foot comes in and steps out into a bow stance.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Now, one of the things that will help with this is to make sure that you transfer your weight smoothly from the left leg onto the right leg. One of the things that often happens is if you step out and you lunge and you end up like with your weight 50-50, you really don't have very good balance. So what we're trying to do is when we step here, we've still got most of our weight on the left, and then we move the weight over to the right as we bring this back toe in. What helps with that is leg strength. What helps with leg strength is just doing the form every day, doing a bit of standing practice every day. And so that will gradually make it easier to do this, to have this leg strength. Another constraint that we have is our hips. You know, we sit in chairs, most of us, all day, so our hips are really tight because what we're doing here is we're really opening our hips very wide. So, you know, this is almost 180-degree hip opener, which for guys is particularly hard. So there are a couple of exercises that I want to share with you if you're having trouble with that. So the first one is, and I recommend, unless you have very good balance, start with a chair so that you can hold on to a chair for balance. This is not a balance exercise. This is a hip opener. So I've got my left foot down. So what you want to do is swing the top leg in the direction of the left and open your hip. So just swing open, swing open, swing open. And then you can do it on the other side. Start with your foot to the corner, bring your top leg in the same direction as your supporting leg, and then open. Swing, open, swing, open. And I've been assured that the fact that my hips go click clack when I do this is fine. It's not a problem, apparently. Something that is a problem that I want you to be very careful about, and this is one of the reasons why it helps to stand on a chair, hold on to a chair, is when you open this hip, make sure that your standing knee and standing foot remain in a line. Because when we open, and I'm going to take my weight off this foot because I don't want to do this with weight on it. When we open our hips, it's really easy to tilt our knee in because the hip needs to open here and here. So as you're doing this, make sure that as you open, you're not torquing your standing knee. Don't go further than you can with just keeping that knee in line. And if you have the time, I hate all these people who say, this is just 5 minutes a day. They all really mount up. Everybody wants you to do 5 minutes a day. And when you look at 3 hours worth of 5 minutes, but do, 5 on one side, 5 on another side, 5 on one side, 5 on another side every day, for a few months. And it helps to do that. I want to show you another hip opener. And this is something you can do watching the television or reading or whatever. And that's just practicing opening your hips. So you can do the butterfly, which is sort of a yoga posture. I'm actually sitting on a block because my back and my hips aren't loose enough, because when you're in this posture, you should make sure, try and keep your back straight. For most of us, if we actually, who aren't used to doing this, we slump our backs. And having your hips up will help with that. So that's one exercise you can do. But the thing you can do while you're watching TV or reading is just start with crossing your legs. So just sit with your torso up, legs crossed. If you can do this, if you can't do this for 10 minutes, you need to work on doing it for 10 minutes. So you can start with cross-legged. You can do, there's a meditation stance called the posture called the tailor's posture, which is one leg in and the other leg on the floor in front of it. And make sure that if you do this one evening, tomorrow evening you do it the other side. And then if, as you open up here, you can actually try doing, the meditation posture, where you've got one leg on top of the other, and see how it goes. But even just sitting with your legs crossed and doing it as regularly as you can will gradually open your hips. Okay, so that is the footwork. Let's talk about arm movements. Okay, so here. So with the arm, let me just demonstrate the arm movements and then we'll isolate them. So we have done step back repulse monkey. We're going to circle the left arm up, the right arm in, step, heel touch, our arms will be closed. As you shift forward your weight, the right arm opens and the left goes to the side. Do it from this side. We're going to start at the end of monkey. As we step back, we close, heel touch, arms closed. Shift forward your weight, arms open. So imagine that you've finished repulse monkey. So you've got your left arm by the side, the right arm is out. So let's just practice the arm movements. So what we're going to do, and we'll start with the right arm first. I'll forget about the left arm. So the right arm is going to circle down and circle out. So it's going to go out and in and up and out. And it's going to end with your arms straight and your right palm about the height of your face. Your fingertips shouldn't be higher than the top of your head. And so let's just do that a couple of times. So circle out and in, up and out. So we're here, out and in, up and out. What I want to underline here is that this movement is hard. It's hard to see in 2D, but it's actually my right arm is actually coming in and going out. It's this big spiral in and out. It's very easy for us just to say, well, I'm going to start here and end here, and just to bring my hand in and out. I don't want you to do in and out. I want you to do circle out close to the body, circle back away from the body. That's the right arm. The left arm is going to start by your hips, going to circle out into this position, and then it's going to pull down to by your hips. So we've started at the end of Repulse Monkey with our left hand by our hip, circles up and out in front of you, and then pulls down. Circles out and pulls down. Now this movement should seem very familiar because we're used to doing this in grass bird's tail. This is very similar to the grass bird's tail movement. The other thing that I'll remind you of, it helps to find similarities in the form. When you think, we actually started our practice today with apparent closing up. And so this way, with my left arm, when I do the shuttle with my left arm, it comes back towards my body and then out. So this movement, actually, in this case, it's the left arm doing the in and out, and today we're doing the right arm. But this is, again, it's a circle because it's an absorb. So it's a nice big circle. So let's do the coordination of the arms and the footwork. So I'm going to try and avoid the bane of a student's life, which is the teacher who does diagonal flying pauses halfway through and you're trying to keep your balance. So we'll just move right through it and do it a few times. So we're at the end of Repulse Monkey. So we're going to circle the arms, step out, close, heel touch, keep moving, open the arms, up and down. And again. Shifting weight back, circle the arms, step, and open. Circle the arms as the right foot comes in. When they heel touch, they're closed. Keep moving, open. So what I want to just underline, because it's easy, I don't want to say this while we're practicing the movement, because the key point is when you have the least balance. So let's not talk about that. But the point here is the coordination of upper and lower. When your arms are closed, you've got the heel down. As you shift your weight forward, the arms open, right? So it's close, arms, step, heel touch. Now you've got a nice root, then shift your weight forward. So to show you where we do that, let's do grass bird's tail, ward off left, right? After opening the first movement, let's just do that movement together, right? So we've done opening. So we're like this, shift weight to the left, open the right foot, close the arms, and step out with the left heel. Your arms are closed, you've got your left heel down. As you shift forward your weight, lift the left arm, pull down with the right. And let's just do that again so that you can see the similarities. It's the same principle. Shift the weight slightly to the left, open the right foot. Now circle with the arms as you step out. Heel touch, arms closed, shift forward weight, lift and pull. So that's the same coordination that we're doing today that you know from the movement you've been doing longer than just about every other movement in Tai Chi Chuan. Longer than, except for opening and prepare, okay? So let's do this a few more times together. So we are at the end of Repulse Monkey, weight on the left leg. Shift weight back, circle the arms, step out, heel touch, arms close, keep moving, sweep the right arm up and the left arm down. Again, circle the arms, step out, circle, sweep up and down. One more. And at the end, I will just hold that posture and I will talk about the final position, the checks that I want you to observe. So, diagonal flying, shift back weight, circle the arms, step out, heel touch, arms closed, sweep up the right and down with the left. So, final posture, your right arm and your right thigh should be in a line. So check that your right arm and your right thigh is in a line. You're looking in the direction of your right arm. Your left arm is, if you just relax it, this is where you want it to be. So it's in front of your hip, in front of your body. It's very easy when we open with the right to actually open like this. And if you think about our principles, you're actually opening your chest if you have this left hand back too much. So make sure that you keep your hand down. The last thing that I want to talk about as we review all these parts and pieces is how the body is moving, right? So let's talk about the directions that the chest is pointing in. So we'll start at the end of Repulse Monkey. My chest is to the corner. I'm going to start turning at the waist, turning my chest as soon as I start releasing my weight. When I close and step, and you don't try and balance there, my chest is actually to the other corner. So going from the start to close and heel touch, my chest has already moved through 90 degrees. Then as I finish, I'm going to open my chest. However, what I want you to observe is my arm should be to the corner. My chest is not open like this. It's not pointing to the corner either. So my chest is pointing between straight and corner. And the reason for that is that you're actually delivering energy with this arm. It's not an arm swing that's doing the energy. It's the waist turn that's doing the energy. So actually, when you finish, there is still some close in the chest here. Okay, so let me demonstrate the application, and then we'll practice it a few more times. Okay, so we imagine that I have an opponent coming from behind me. So I've done, let's say I've done Repulse Monkey, and Susan is going to come in and strike. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect. So this is, like a ward off. I'm going to connect and change. So now I've controlled her arm. So now I'm holding with the left. I've stepped out, and now I'm going to do the strike with the right arm as I pull with the left. So actually, this is a split energy. I'm pulling in this direction with the one arm and striking in that direction with the other arm. The strike point is under her armpit or her ribs. So let's just do that again. So I'm here. I connect, transfer, strike. So this is where the strike movement comes. Okay, thank you, Susan. Okay, let's practice that together, but let me first check. Does anybody have a question? Nope. Okay, let's practice. So we are at the third Repulse Monkey. Diagonal flying, shift weight back, circle the arms, step out to the corner, sweep up and down. And I'll do the other side. Repulse Monkey. Circle the arms down, arms closed, heel touch stepping out, shift your weight forward. You're in a bow stance to the corner, right arm up. And one more. Shift weight back, circle the arms. Step out, heel touch, sweep up. Now, you remember I said that I would show you a few accommodations. If you're really struggling with this, what can you do to make it work? The first thing is the requirement is that we end up in a bow stance to the other corner. Close the back foot. So that means you really have to have a big hip opening. If you can't get all the way around to that 135-degree opening, actually 360, it's fine. So for example, let's say you step out and you can only get to here. That's fine, close to here. Just make sure that you have a bow stance at the end. Because my front toe isn't pointing to the corner, my back toe won't be too straight. so that there's still 45 degrees between them, and check the requirements. Bring the back foot parallel to the front foot, bring it forward. Do I have shoulder width apart? So go as far as you can and bring it around. The next thing that will help perhaps is as you turn, make sure that you start turning your chest and opening your hips as you step. The other thing that you can do, Master Young Jin, actually, when he steps, his foot is actually pointing in the direction that it's supposed to end in. It's fine to actually step and correct the direction. So, get your heel down and then you can correct. That may still be too hard at the moment. So let me show you a transition step. So the way we would do that, let me go this direction. So I'm going to step. Yeah, so I'm going in the same direction as you. So I'm going to step back and I'm just going to put my right foot down wherever it's comfortable behind me. Turn my left foot to the straight direction. That's where I want my left foot to be for a bow stance. Step out with my right foot into a bow stance to the corner. So we call that a transition step. So just step back, plop your right foot down, pivot on the left heel so that your foot is to the straight, step out into a bow stance. And so let's just combine that with the arm movement. So your arm movements won't be, the weight transfer won't be quite as smooth, but it's a way to actually practice until your hips open if you have that difficulty. So let's start in this position. So circle the arms, step behind you. Your arms are probably already closed. Just keep them closed. So adjust your footwork so that your left foot is now pointing to the straight. Step out with the heel. Now that your right heel is rooted, now do the open. Because the key thing that we want to learn in our body is that heel touch, arms closed, then you move. So don't move too soon and don't move too late. But here the temptation is to move too soon. So let's just do that together one more time. So the accommodation with a transfer step is shift your weight back, close the arms, step behind you with the right, just shift back, pivot your left foot all the way so the left foot is to the front, step out, heel touch. Now, heel ball toe as the arms swing out. And stop. Are there any questions? We've covered a lot today. Just to fix it all in our minds and connect it up, let's take one more minute. We'll start at fist under elbow, do the 3 monkeys, and then do diagonal flying. So we are in fist under elbow. So we're in empty stance, 70% on the right leg, left leg forward, heel touch, right fist, and left arm up. Step back, repulse monkey, 1. So shift back, weight, rotate left arm, step back, arm swings in, foot flat, arm by the shoulder. Now shift your weight back, pull and push. Number 2, shift weight back, rotate the arm, step back, flatten the foot, arm by the shoulder, foot flat, pull and push as the weight goes back. Number 3, swing the arms, foot flat, arm, shoulder, pull and push. Diagonal flying, as you shift your weight back, circle the arms, step out behind you, keep shifting the weight smoothly, and finish. And we'll stop there. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful Independence Day weekend, and I will see you next week. 同学们，再见。
老师再见。
Bye bye, everybody.